host JJ here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the stream.
And we're doing Workout Wednesdays here on Amazon Live.
And she is fresh off the set of Shark Tank.
It's such an honor to be here today, so thank you.
We are going to be talking all about parenting.
You have no idea how honored I am to have Mr. Tim Storey making his world premiere right here on Sway TV Live.
Functional medicine is all this stuff. It's integrating things that improve your life.
This is our tribe of women.
I completely agree with you, Kimmy. It starts with being happy with how you look.
What is the key to a successful business?
We made history here on Amazon Live. Would you ask her out again, Michael?
I am so excited for today's Battle Shop Live. And it's Brad Grunberg. Hi, Brad. Here we go.
Get curious. Get curious.
Daisha says, I can watch Sway TV for hours because they are the best. Rosalinda just said, this is better than Netflix.
Oh, Naveen says this is better than Netflix. Yes! There's a Tesla. You can actually buy a car on Amazon. That is so crazy. The perfect gift. Yes, we got our Drake's Cake break.
David is live streaming. We got it right up in the corner. I love this.
I am getting a complete body makeover right now.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever.
So awesome.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your zoo life.
This is fun. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So many giveaways here at Sway TV.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
Here we go. I'm so excited. I can't even stand it.
And Sam's in the chat says, Sway TV rocks. Woo!
We're still going. Yeah, we don't sleep at Sway.
One of the best comments I've ever received, ever, hands down. EK's gonna love me even more. Look.
I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
4, 3,
2, 1.
All the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you, Amazon. So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
Thank you, Sway TV.
Amazon Live, woo!
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying. Do, do, do. How did this show turn into like a full-on sing-along? This is fun! We love Sway TV!
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway!
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned! Woo!
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sway TV. I'm Candace Kita. I'm your host, and I'm coming to you live. That's right, live from, you know what, almost sunny California. And because I'm coming to you live, did you know that I can chat to you right here in the chat? So I encourage you to leave a question, a comment, or even a suggestion. You know, we love suggestions. And I'm coming to you live on a Thursday morning. It's a little bit after 6 o'clock in the morning here at the Sway TV studios. Now, you guys, today, a lot of you already know, because I've been talking about this for days. We have a very, very special guest. And so many of you out there are fans of Disney, the Walt Disney Corporation. You love the movies, the DVDs, the box sets, everything that you can find here available at Amazon. And so we have a very special guest today. He's won a Primetime Emmy for his work with the Walt Disney Corporation. And I encourage you guys to leave questions or comments. This is your chance. If you love Disney, if you love Disneyland, if you, like me, a complete and total Disney-phile, now is your chance to talk to somebody who has won an Emmy. And I'm going to introduce you to him right now. I'd like everybody to see Primetime Emmy Award winning Valerio Ventura. Val, how are you?
Hi, hello, I'm very well, thank you. Hello, everybody.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us so early in the morning, too.
Yes, I know. It's, we artists in the animation industry do at times wake up super early to work on different, television shows. So I'm kind of used to it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, now everybody knows that you work for the Walt Disney Corporation. You won a Primetime Emmy for your work with them. But let's start at the beginning. Let's go all the way back because first off, why don't you tell us where are you from? How did you get into animation and how did you end up all the way in Southern California?
Yes, so I'm from Rome, Italy. And long time ago, 30, 40 years ago, I decided that I wanted to work in the animation industry for the Disney company. So with not much, I decided to come to California. And when I got to California, I met almost immediately some of the biggest amazing artists in the animation industry. And they told me, hey, if you want to work for the Disney company, you have to show them your work. So I, naive that I was, I walked up to the guard at the Buena Vista Studios and I said, hey, these are my drawings. Can I show them to somebody? And they said, okay, sure, that's no problem. So they took it. They took my portfolio, which was like, we call it portfolio. It's a case with all your drawings in it, that we used to carry around everywhere. Sometimes very big cases, And so I received a letter about a month later, you can pick up your work tomorrow and thank you for submitting. But, maybe you should keep on drawing and, you're not ready for this yet, but you are really good and keep on doing it. And just to get the response, I was just floored, And who knew that only 3 years later, I would be working on the development of films like Rescuers Down Under, Hercules, Mulan. I worked on Mulan for 1.5 years. And that I would meet my partner in life, my wife, Gay Lawrence, who also worked on all these films. So, we're like a family of animators, I guess. That's how everything started. I started meeting people that would offer me to work on different projects, and then I ended up working on these Disney movies that was just incredible,
That's so interesting. So wait, so what you're telling me, for those of you out there who don't know, here in Burbank, there are the Walt Disney Studios of Animation, and that's where you originally went to get to the guard gate. Can you describe a little bit for many of people don't even know that Walt Disney actually does have a studio for animation in Burbank. Can you describe those studios for everybody out there?
Yeah, it's an amazing place. So at the Walt Disney Studios, they have 2 different locations right across the street from each other. And then on top of that, Disney has the Disney Ranch, which is near Valencia area, more of a rural side of town. But in Burbank, they have a studio on Buena Vista. And then across the street, they have the animation studio. First, before that, animation was on the Buena Vista Studios, which is the main studio. And in fact, you can walk around the studio and there is like Goofy Lane, Mickey Mouse Street, you know, and it's an amazing place. There is a library where they keep all the drawings, everything that we've ever done for the industry. So you can walk in this library and you see all the, what we call maquettes, which are the sculptures of all the characters that we produce during a film to see what they look like in every angles, you know, before we draw them. Every single film you can think of, even not animation films, even live action films, like now they are doing Star Wars, right? So all the Star Wars characters, they all have these beautiful maquettes, these beautiful little sculptures, you know, to see what they look like. And so they expanded to across the street, and they decided to take the animation studio and build it across the street. So a famous architect, Michael Graves, built the studios, designed the studios, and the studio has a big Mickey Mouse hat on it. You know, like from Fantasia, the movie Fantasia, when he has the wizard hat. Yes. So it's an amazing place to visit. I believe that some of it's open to the public if you make an appointment, you know, and they give tours. But on the same lot across the street from the animation lot, from the new animation lot, they also shoot television shows and movies. Movies like Armageddon. They have sound stages. At Soundstage, it's a big warehouse, and it's a big warehouse that allows the artist and the directors and the cinematographer to build the environment of the film, like if you were there. So they could build a forest, you know. For Armageddon, they built a planet. When the ship crashes into the planet, they built all that. So they actually had to excavate 20, 30 feet into the ground to create a hole that the spaceship has made when it landed. But they also do a lot of television shows there, you know.
That's awesome. Gina says, good morning to you. And Gina, this is... Gina. Valerio Ventura, he says good morning to you. And for those of you who are just joining, we have a primetime winner, Emmy Award winner Valerio Ventura, and he is an animator at the Walt Disney Studios, and he's come on to talk all things Disney. So if you have any questions or comments that you would like to ask Valerio, now's your opportunity. If you're a big Disney fan, if you love the movies, if you love the series. Now, Valerio, now you did work, and I'm actually going to show everybody. You did work, you were just saying, on Hunchback of Notre Dame, the animated movie. What did you do for this movie from Disney?
No, actually, not Hunchback.
Oh, Mulan.
Mulan, yes. Yeah, sometimes what they do, even though you work for the company, they stagger the projects. So there is usually a project going on at the same time, and sometimes more than one. But I worked on Mulan doing visual development design for a little bit over a year. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to create all the locations and you know, just to show the scale of how large this landscape it is, you know, of China. And so I did drawings where Mulan, it's on a horse and she's crossing a beautiful vast landscapes that lead to where she lives. And I did drawings of, you know, the army, because she wants to join the army, you know, in the story. So yeah, it was, and the vegetation, because it's different, obviously. And yeah, it was an amazing project to work on. Yeah.
Well, that actually brings up a good point. As an animator, do you do a lot of historical reference or a lot of reference with, for like you said, a different area as far as plant life, flora, fauna, to get it really accurate as far as what you're drawing?
Yeah, we do that, and then we also go to China.
So you went to China for
a group
Disney.
of artists. They all go to China to explore, and we sometimes we have a guide that understands what we need to look at, and it's not something that we obviously couldn't do by looking at reference here, but like on Rescue Down Under, I didn't make the trip, but most of us went to Australia. It just helps you to kind of be in the environment and feel and understand what it means being there.
So
what it means being next to the wall, and see this insane, amazing structure. So some of these trips I didn't make. Sometimes it's because I was working on different projects and I couldn't go because I was too busy, because sometimes I work on multiple projects, so I didn't make these trips, but that's what the rest of the crew did. They just went over.
How interesting. We have Johnny Kong says good morning.
Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning. This is Valeria Ventura, who won a Primetime Emmy for his work with the Walt Disney Corporation. If you have any questions or comments that you'd like to ask him, now is your opportunity to ask all things Disney. We have a question. Did you work on a computer and also do actual drawings?
Yes. So basically, we were introduced to working on computers during the 90s, even though some people were working on it earlier. My first drawing on a computer was in 1984, I believe, and it was the first version of Photoshop.
Wow.
But in the 90s, we got introduced to computers.
Mm-hmm.
So for the longest time, I worked using a mouse, and which is extremely difficult. And then later on, I graduated to use the stylus. So as we speak right now, I have a screen in front of me, and I'm talking to you through the screen. And then if I move the screen a little bit, you can see I have another screen on this side.
Oh, yeah, I see right there. Uh-huh.
So this screen right here, can Johnny see me?
Yes, they can see you.
Good.
You can't see them.
So this is a stylus. And with the stylus, I can actually press on the screen like if it was paper.
Oh, I see. So you guys, can you see? So he's using a stylus right there. And this is animator Valeria Ventura from the Walt Disney Corporation. He's showing you, there was a question, it says, did you work on a computer and also do actual drawings? So he's showing you how he works every day. Another question, do you use a Wacom tablet or something else? Is it Wacom tablet or something else?
Yes, I use a Wacom Cintiq. So it's a larger tablet that they make. It's a different tablet, but it's the same brand. So yes, it's a Wacom tablet.
Oh, awesome, you guys! I didn't even know that. So, do you prefer the old, I should say, quote unquote, old style of drawing pen to paper, putting pen to paper, or do you prefer this medium?
I do both when I feel like that creatively it helps to just have pencil on paper. So, yeah. And this is just a coincidence. Yes, of course, I have a pencil here. And I also use another kind of pencil called Blackwing. And most of the time I use this brand, which is a Prismacolor turquoise. And it's just a graphite pencil. And I use 2B, 4B. There is many different grades of graphite. Some are soft and some are very hard. Like the H series is very hard and the B series is very soft. So it's always good to sometime work in using the pencils. I also am a big fan of Sharpies.
Really?
Yes, I sketch with Sharpies because you can't erase them. And so you have to commit to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps me to be a little more dynamic. The work looks a little more dynamic. And then I take that, I photograph it with my iPhone, and then I digitize it and I put it on my tablet.
And then you work on it.
And then I work on it.
How interesting. We have another question. Are you using Adobe Illustrator for most of your animations?
Okay, so for most of my animation, I use Adobe Photoshop. Illustrator, it's, I would say it's rarely used, but we do use it when we're in production to do things like that require vector shapes. A vector shape, it's a shape that it's not blurry on the edges, it's very sharp, and it will remain sharp on the edges no matter how large you know, Candace, you obviously are a pro at photography, and you know that if you enlarge an image, the image get blurry, right? It can get blurry. So in vector shapes, nothing gets blurry, but we don't use that very much.
Ah, got it.
We use mostly Adobe Photoshop.
Adobe Photoshop. Sammy says hello to you.
Hello.
So Valeria says hello. Gina says that's how she does it as well. And for those of you who are just joining in right now, this is Primetime Emmy Award winner Valerio Ventura. He is an animator and artist at the Walt Disney Corporation, and we're talking all things Disney today. So if you have any questions or comments, any suggestions that you would like to ask him, this is your chance for all of you Disney fans out there. And he's just been talking about how he does these amazing movies. And actually, I wanted to show one right now to you that he was talking about. This is the Mulan 2-disc special edition that you can find right here on Amazon Prime. You can also get it as a Blu-ray, a DVD, even a VHS tape. So this is a project that Valeria was involved in. And like you said, for those of you that are just tuning in, you said the animators actually go to places like China, or the Disney Corporation sends them to Australia. So to be able to really get the feel and the look and the feel to bring it to the movies.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing sometimes the things that we are asked to do, and it's a job. I feel very fortunate. You know, it's not easy in some jobs, you know, and our job is definitely requires a lot of attention and intensity, and it's a different kind of complexity, you know, but I feel very fortunate and blessed that I can do things like that, you know, and say, okay, I'm going to work. What are you doing? I'm drawing, or I have to go to a different country
China
to understand, you know, or to immerse myself into their culture for just a little bit, you know.
We have
I travel a lot, so I feel like very fortunate. Yeah.
We have another question. Are you only an illustrator, or are you also an animator as well? And actually, can you tell? I don't know what the difference is. Can you tell the audience what the difference is?
Yes. So I am I'm not an animator. I have begun my career as an animator, and then one day I realized that if I were to be an animator, I would be chained to my desk for the rest of my life. And I applaud animators because they're just an incredible part of what we do, of our complex mechanisms, you know. So what I do is I am a background painter, background designer, art director, and director. So I've also edited because I wanted to learn how to edit. So I wanted to learn how to use what's an Avid or Final Cut Pro, different program that allow you to edit. You learn a lot if you do a little bit of everything before you decide what you want to do, you will learn exactly what it is that the other team member is doing and how you can serve better the project. So that was my reason why I started as an animator. And then I went to storyboard artist and character designer and background designer and background painter, and then what we call visual development. I've done a lot of work as visual development artist. And that is the part that it's really a great part of a project, because you get to immerse yourself in whatever it is that, whether it's a film about the culture of the characters, or it's a film about what the characters are doing in a certain environment, or what car they drive. You know, like in Rescuers Down Under, my partner and I, my wife, we designed the truck that the villains drive, you know, and it's this incredible truck called the Bushwhacker. And he uses it to capture this very rare bird, you know, and so, yes, that was an interesting thing. Oh, we have to design a truck. Okay, but it was more like a character in the film, you know?
The truck itself.
The truck itself, even though it didn't talk like in the movie Cars, but it was just this menacing thing, you know? And it was the first time, or the second time maybe, that Disney used a computer to build something in a movie.
Oh, got it.
We were involved in the early stages. We were working with Disney was working with a tiny little company called Pixar.
At the time, a tiny company called Pixar.
It was amazing.
Isn't that funny?
To answer the question, yes, I do a little bit of everything, but no, I'm not an animator.
Got it. Carolina, thank you so much for following us. Thank you so much. Carolina just followed us, and we're talking to Primetime Emmy Award winner Valery Ventura. He's an artist with the Walt Disney Corporation, and we're here talking all things Disney. We have another question. Storyboarding definitely seems so interesting, especially on a project like Mulan, where you got to go to China. Yes, that's what we were talking about, and it's a comment. And Valeria, let's go back to what you were just saying, because I found it really interesting. And for those of you who are out there who are interested, you were saying that there were various positions that you held. You were a director, art director, storyboard artist. Can you tell, because I don't even know, what's the difference between a background painter, a storyboard artist, the different types of positions that are necessary to create a great movie like Rescuers Down Under?
Yeah, for instance, whether it's Rescuers Down Under or Mulan or Hercules. So initially we do what we call visual development. So we start trying to understand in a visual sense, we start drawing, whether it's the characters, Mulan herself, right? So there will be a person, an artist that specializes in designing characters. So they start designing Mulan. And then at the same time, I start designing the house where she lives. And the way that I designed it, and actually you can see it in my book, but the way that I designed the house was, the house is perched on a cliff, and then it has a little bridge that goes to another cliff that it's even tinier, but it's hundreds of feet high. It's like 1 mile high cliff. And in that little piece, there is another little house. And I thought to myself, oh, she likes, because she's not like the rest of the family. She's this game changer, you know, she wants to be a soldier. And so maybe she has a room that is just across from this tiny little bridge, you know. And I felt that by showing that, I would show the fragility of life, the fragility of Mulan as a character, because she's on this tiny little cliff, but the family is on this big solid rock. Wow. So there was a thinking about the psychology that goes behind it. and how to approach designing environment based on the character study. And then there is a person that will, I design that, so I do it in, when I say design, I'll do it in black and white. And then there will be a person doing the color version of what I did. And that's a background painter.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I do that myself because it's my own drawing and we're doing visual development. So we are working at a slower pace. And so I do a little bit of all of it. And then when we go to production, I won't have the time to do all of it. So there is many background painters that are putting the color on what we design.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we do in black and white what today we don't call even background painting anymore. We call it location design. And then there is a location color painter that would do the painting of that location based on yours, exactly the same. And in production, we have to do many of these. So we will have like 3 to 5 background painters or more painting all these designs done by the designers.
Wow. And now how long would you be working? Because I know that some of these animated feature films by Disney take years and years. Like how long would you typically be working on a project like Mulan or Rescuers Down Under? Or...
Yeah, I worked in visual development, not even production, for almost a year and a half. Yeah.
So you're not even producing. What are you doing during the pre-production point before you actually start creating a feature film for Disney?
Yeah, I just do the design, the ideas. We are exploring what it could look like.
How amazing. So, for those of you out there, you don't even realize how long it could take. So from start to finish, for people that are out there, how long would it take for the Walt Disney Corporation to create a movie like Mulan?
Oh, it can take 3 to 5 years. It could take 10 years if they decide that they maybe don't like the story that well. So they want to change something in the story and then everything restarts.
Oh, unbelievable. Yes.
It has happened. Yes.
In the chat, it says years, ... For those of you who are just joining us, we're speaking to Primetime Emmy Award winner Valerio Ventura. He's an animator and artist for the Walt Disney Corporation. And he's talking about, we're talking all things Disney today for all you Disney fans out there. There's so many products, DVDs of the movies, the box sets available here on Amazon. But we're talking to him about his work that he's done on several feature films for Disney. So now is your chance to be able to ask any question. We've had some great chat this morning. Ask any questions you may have about, your favorite movies, what he's done in these movies, and how these movies get published. Good morning. We have another good morning to Valerio. I actually want to show another movie right here for all of you in the chat right now that Valeria was involved in, The Rescuers Down Under. This is a DVD box set, you guys. This is The Rescuers, the original Rescuers. This is the 35-year anniversary edition that also includes The Rescuers Down Under. And, it's on Prime. You can rent it, and also a DVD. So I would definitely, you guys, if you're Prime members, rent this. This is an awesome, awesome movie. We're talking to Valerio Ventura. If you have any questions, we have another question. Valerio, what was your favorite project to work on?
Oh man, it's just the one I'm working on right now, which I can't talk about.
Oh no, you cannot give us a hint of what this project is about?
I can't. But I actually think, Mulan was one of my favorite projects. Yeah, it was just amazing to just that I was given the opportunity to immerse myself for that long, because a year and a half in visual development, it's a long time to immerse myself into the culture and that beautiful story about this amazing woman. That was amazing. Yeah.
And you guys actually, as animators and creators of the way the movie looks, really also develop character development. Like you said, you were responsible also for creating Mulan as, you know, this independent, strong character for young girls. So you are also subconsciously affecting the movie on an emotional level, right?
I think, and when you say you, it's not just me, obviously, it's the team.
Absolutely, of course.
Designer, yes. It's incredible, excuse me, how many artists, you know, they really do so much research and trying to understand these characters and where she's coming from. What is she... how come she wants to be different and wants this equality that in her time period was not heard of, you know, and she wants to be a warrior because she feels like she's worth it and she has it inside of her, and she definitely does. It's really an amazing opportunity for a designer or designers that have the opportunity to develop her as a character, you know?
Right.
I know so many amazing designers at Disney, like this amazing woman named Jean Gilmore, who is a designer that designed so many characters. I can't even begin to tell you, or including you know, Esmeralda on Hunchback and many others. You know, I'm really fortunate to be surrounded by so many artists that, you know, they make me stronger, they make me better at what I do. You know?
Absolutely. We have a question. Valerio, who does your hair? You have awesome hair. Tell us about your hair, because it's just being a creative person in your work environment. You can do anything that you want to do as an artist.
Yeah, my hairdresser, her name is Clarissa Cromwell. She's an amazing hairdresser. I just wanted a mohawk for a long time, and then my wife colored it. You know, so she picked the color, and don't let me say the name of the color because it's very embarrassing to me.
Oh no, we might poke you later on to have you tell us the color. What is it?
It's Cherry Crush.
Oh no! So those of you who are wondering about Valerio's hairstyle, the color is Cherry Crush. We have another comment. Mulan is such a great storyline, and it is so visually appealing. I must say, I mean, you guys also work with just the like you said, the colorist. I'm so amazed at how each color color wheel that you choose. Mulan, I felt like it was bright, vibrant colors in cherry blossom pinks and significant. In a way, it looked Asian to me, but yet then Rescuers Down Under looks very kind of like the sepia tones and the browns and the muted colors that looked indicative of Australia. So once again, is that due to research?
Yes, I mean, it's sometimes just the vision of the director, you know. So if the director is thinking Australia, and maybe instead of just these orange rocks, we want to explore the greener side of Australia, where all the eucalyptus trees are, because they have eucalyptus trees everywhere, and it's gorgeous. So we split it up in different sequences, and say, you know, we have a sequence that it's, you know, just for generally speaking, like sepia tone and orange, you know, and then we have a sequence that is green and this, and these colors sometimes they support the storytelling and dynamics between different part of the films. So sometimes we do use color to just emphasize the emotional peak of that particular scene or sequence.
We have another question. Are you also a photographer in addition to being an animator and an artist?
Yes, and I've used photography in the hope that it will make me a better artist, and to understand shapes and the way light altered and changes the way shapes look. Something can look scary or beautiful, depends on how you light it. So photography really it's always been a big part of my life as an artist. Yes.
And that brings up a good question for those of you who are out there watching right now who might have an interest in art, animation, and getting into the business. How would you suggest a young animator? Because Valerio is somebody who literally came from Italy, came from Rome, and went to the guard gate at the animation studios here in Burbank in Los Angeles. That's kind of almost unheard of. How would you suggest somebody who's interested start their journey to get, maybe to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays it's just as hard and just as easy. So why? Because we have the internet and we can connect with the studios. So basically, every studio now has a job site. And you can look at what they're looking for. And then every studio has a website that shows their product. And when I say product, I mean their animation, their cartoons, their films. So I think the first thing that you want to do, you want to understand the companies that you love. If you want to work for Disney, understand who they are. Look at what they do. And not that you need to replicate what they do, but it's important to understand what's going on. And then as you do this, you must practice to draw every day. I read this book called The Outliers, and it says that you must put 10,000 hours before you become a pro at something. And, when I look back at my life and when I was 15 years old and I would spend 5 to 6 hours a day, 8 hours, 10 hours sometime, my mom would yell at me, go to sleep. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? And I was drawing.
Wow.
So I just couldn't stop, yesterday I submitted a painting to a company that I'm working with, and I come back around 7 o'clock and I looked at it and I said, oh, this is not right. It was beautiful when I submitted it and everybody loved it, but I worked from 7 to 11 at night on something that I didn't need to work on because I'm definitely not getting paid for that 4 or 5 hours extra. I've done the job, and then I resubmitted it around midnight and said, I think I like this one better. It's kind of an obsession sometimes, you really need to draw. So no matter how ugly you think your drawing is, draw, do it. Continue to learn the craft. That's very important.
That's actually well put, you guys. For those of you who are out there, continue to learn the craft. Gina said, my mom used to say the same thing to me. I just couldn't help working constantly. And Johnny Kong says, Mulan, Disney is the best series, exceptional film. I've actually not seen the new one out, the live action. How do you think, Valeria, it compares? I actually have a friend in it, and I haven't seen the movie yet.
I think, they did an amazing job trying to stay away of just remaking the animation film, and have a different optics, looking at through a different optics. And because live action right now, excuse me, is just as powerful as animation. And when I say this, I mean it that long time ago, we used to believe that there were some films that are only made for animation. But now with computers, that you can create environment of other worlds or the past or fantasy, or look at, movies like Mulan, where you're in a place where, how did you do all this? So basically you're looking at somewhat of an animated movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The characters sometimes, they're not even real. They're actually drawn and built in 3D, right? So like, for instance, some of the background battle scenes, when you see all these soldiers, some of them are just CGI, because you can do certain stunts. So they draw it by hand. So it's, and I think it's a beautiful film, and it's an amazing story to tell.
In and of itself. Gina said, I think creative people all have similar qualities. Live action is like an extension of the original animations. That's a good point. But Valerio, do you think that some movies are intended to stay in animation forever, such as, for first thing that comes to my mind is the original Fantasia?
Yeah, definitely. Could you remake it? Now I can say, I don't know. Maybe there'll be someone that has the right concept to approach it, that we don't even know it exists now. But yeah, there are some things that I am not a super fan of remakes, because I feel, well, why remake something when you can make something new? But if you think about theater, and in theater, they remake the same play almost every year. You could do, a play like Phantom of the Opera, and then bring it back 3 years later from New York, or from London to New York, from New York to LA. Well, that's a remake. It's not the original. They're different actors. It's different sets, So in reality, yes, why not? Why not do remakes?
Yeah, no. Absolutely. We have a comment. Nice.
Thank you.
You had said earlier that choose where you want to work, research them, and then, draw. Why specifically did you want to work for the Walt Disney Corporation, so much so that you came all the way across the world from Rome, Italy to do so?
So, yeah, it was, I think, and this is going to sound, cartoony, but so I grew up reading Mickey Mouse, the comic, in Italy it's called Topolino. And I would just go to sleep reading Mickey Mouse. And then I started collecting it. So I was collecting Mickey Mouse, I was collecting Marvel comics, and guess who owns Marvel Comics now, right? The Disney company. Mm-hmm. So I was reading Spider-Man, and I was reading Mickey Mouse, and I just, it would just take me into another world. I didn't grow up, we grew up, with very little. So that was my escape, and also I became fascinated and in love with everything American. My family was like, what? Eat more pasta. And I was like, no, I want some French fries and a burger. I was just so in love with everything American, so I needed to come here. It was like, it was just calling me,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, and that's what I did. I came over here and got very fortunate that the United States of America embraced me with these big, beautiful arms, you know.
We have a comment. Everyone who loves Disney wants to work for them. A fun fact. Topolino is a restaurant at Disney now. Oh, we didn't know that. Did you know that?
I just remembered, yes.
Oh, that's funny. Another comment. Neo, a new or revived form of art. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. This is great chats. For you guys who are just joining us, we have Primetime Emmy Award winning Valerio Ventura, who is an artist with the Walt Disney Corporation. And we are talking all things Disney. So you guys, if you want to talk to somebody who is very versed in all things Disney, the animated feature films that he's worked on include Rescuers Down Under, the original Mulan. What other movies too? Because I want to be able to show them to our audience right now.
Well, so I worked on the Mickey Mouse shorts. So I always wanted to work on Mickey Mouse, and eventually I got the call from the creator director named Paul Rudish to work on Mickey Mouse, the shorts. And this is the t-shirt that I got as a team member. In fact, Miami, which is up here, I can show it to you actually.
And while he's showing us that, you guys, I have up here so you can see Disney Mickey Mouse Season 1. Now, this is a DVD available here on Amazon, and as you can see it right here, really encourage you to get it. You can get it on Prime, and you can purchase it here on Amazon as a DVD. Now, let me see. What do you have there?
So this is the Emmy.
Wow.
What I wanted to show you is that I think you might be able to see that it says Mickey Mouse.
Oh, can you read it for us? Because I cannot see that far.
It says Disney Mickey Mouse for the Disney Channel, and then Valerio Ventura, background designer.
And that's a Primetime Emmy. That is amazing. So
yeah, because it's prime time because the show was airing prime time.
Oh, okay, get it. So right here, I want to show everybody out there, this is what Valerio won the Emmy for. This is the Disney Mickey Mouse Season 1. This is available in DVD and also on Prime. So, you know, you guys, I would really highly recommend you taking a look at this if you are a big fan of Topolino, of Mickey Mouse, and we're talking all things Disney and Mickey right now with an Emmy Award winning animator from the Walt Disney Corporation, Walt Disney Studios. Are there any other projects that you worked on? You know, let's talk about this book too. I want to show everybody. Now, Val, you can't see it, but I'm going to show everybody. This is the art of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, this is a hardcover book, and this is Disney. And so tell us a little bit about this book. It looks beautiful just from the cover.
Yeah, it's so Disney, every time they make a movie, they publish the book.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, with all the drawings and the designs and the process of how they got from the visual development of the film to making the film. So it shows the process, but it's full of beautiful illustrations done by the artists that worked in the film. And there is also photography that shows people in meetings, or, you know, so you get a real good feel of what was this project about. And yeah, that book is beautiful. They like I said, they publish it on every single movie. I don't have the Mulan book. They sometimes, you know, they sell out, so I didn't have a chance to buy it when it came out, and then I kind of forgot about wanting to get that book. But I have a bunch of other ones, and I have a beautiful book that I am not parting with, which is it's a book on the Disney parks.
Oh, how lovely. Now, I'm
Yeah,
a huge fan.
It's a gorgeous book. I got it on Amazon, and it's all the Disney posters.
Oh, my goodness. So for you Disney fans out there right now, if you can see, Sammy wants to see. Can you show Sammy the Disney book? So, Sammy, this is a Disney book that is owned by Valerio Ventura, who is a Emmy Award. What is it called? Poster art from the Walt Disney parks.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So all you
Gorgeous
Disney fans
book.
out there.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's just amazing. It has so many beautiful posters from the past.
Oh, well, there's the People Mover. How many of you remember out there the People Mover?
Yeah, it's amazing. It has it's a beautiful book, so I treasure it.
So you collect a lot of Disney memorabilia, books,
Yes,
and do you collect anything else?
Yeah, I have quite a few pieces. This is a beautiful one right here. This is a director's chair.
Oh, I love it.
Canvas back from the Disney Company, original from 1980 or 1979.
Oh, do you guys see this? Gina, thank you so much. She just put your book in there. Poster art of the Disney Parks, a Disney Parks souvenir book. It is available on Amazon. I'm going to have to check that out. It's got 5 stars and 796 reviews. So as Valeria was saying, it's an exceptional book for you Disney fans out there. I encourage you. Another comment, that's great. They loved your Disney director's chair back. And then also we had another question. How much does your Emmy Award weigh?
It's pretty heavy, isn't it?
That's a good question. I've never held one before. I'm curious. It looks pretty weighty there. Can we see?
How you doing? I always pet it every morning.
Now, where do you keep something like that? Is that on a mantle? Is that displayed prominently in your house?
On this beautiful bookshelf I have. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I know. They were going, Gina says, LOL exclamation point. And then we have another, Sammy says, LOL exclamation point.
Hey, Sammy.
They said, what an amazing accomplishment. It really is.
It is.
Are there any other items of memorabilia that you have in your room there that you would like to share? Maybe we can try to find it here, that you've collected or that are important to you?
Yes, I love this one. Steamboat Willie.
So that's the original Mickey movie when he first appeared, was in Steamboat Willie. Was that in the 20s?
Yeah, and this is it's just gorgeous. My daughter gave it to me, and it says, "Dear Papa, hope all your dreams come true."
Aww.
And she was a little girl, like 7 years old.
Oh, Gina, can you find, if you happen to be there in the chat, do you have anything on Steamboat Willie? For people who don't know, that was the original incarnation of Mickey. And now you are responsible, Valerio, for kind of giving Mickey a overhaul, right? Of sort of bringing him up to date?
I worked with the man that was responsible to give it the overhaul. It was Paul Rudish. At Walt Disney Television Animation, which is a different division from the feature films, and they call me to be a member of the team that worked on the environments, on the location design. At the same time, I was doing fine art, and they had heard that I was doing fine arts, and I was doing my own version of Mickey Mouse, and so I was doing art shows, and so I was overhauling Disney Mickey Mouse my way, and I was doing these huge paintings of Mickey They were a bit controversial, and so the Disney company sent me a letter.
Oh no!
And said, and I started reading the letter, and the letter is like, so we have seen that you're doing an art show, and that Mickey, it's a little bit edgy to say the least. And then the letter said, we would like to come and visit you.
Visit.
And I said, okay. And then they came over to this art gallery show, all these executives, and they said, we love it so much. Can you bring it to the Disney studios?
No.
So they took all my paintings for 1 year, and they sent them to England, to their Hammersmith music division, and they exhibited there for almost half a year. And then they sent it to Japan, to Milan, and then they brought them back here. And then I had a big show at the Disney Consumer Product Building.
That is, I did not know that.
It was amazing. And I also made a lot of sales, which is great.
Gina said, that is so sweet of your daughter, and her daughter also loves Steamboat Willie. And then we have another comment. Oh, wow, exclamation point, exclamation point. Your Mickey art really got you noticed. And then Sammy, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much. We're so excited to have everybody here. And if you're wondering, this is Valerio Ventura. He's a Primetime Emmy Award winner for his work with the Walt Disney Studios. And we're talking all things Disney, you guys, today. He's been showing us some amazing items here. And you had mentioned your book, and I want to show everybody this book. And I've seen some of your Mickey paintings that are very different from the traditional Mickey Mouse that you all have seen, that he's worked on. And tell us about this book, Altered Scapes Volume 1.
So Altered Scapes Volume 1 is a collection of work that I've done during the years, including Disney movies and other companies' product. And it's a book that I wanted to do where there isn't too many words in the book, but I have just an introduction of a little bit of my experience when I was young. And then at the end, I have a statement that embodies what I believe and how you should treat people and so on, and the inspiration that you can get out of just working in the arts field. But in the book, there is a little bit of a process. You'll see the black and white drawings. You'll see my Sharpie drawings. You see how I work with pencils and how I color with a computer sometimes, but 95% of the book, it's all done by hand.
Really?
So everything you see, it's either watercolor, paint, ink, pencil, markers, and whatever I could find at the time. Sometimes people ask me, what kind of paper you use? Because the paper you work on, it's so important, Most of the paper I work on, it's Xerox paper and butcher paper.
Really?
I rarely use really expensive paper.
So butcher paper, the paper that they can roll out at the butchers,
Yes.
and you can get as much long paper as you want?
Yes, I buy a 500-foot roll.
No.
I do. I bought quite a few.
How interesting. And thank you, Gina, so much. She just put your book into the chat, into the queue. This is Altered Scapes, Volume 1. Now, there's an English, Italian, and German edition. How many languages do you speak, just so we know?
I'll tell you this. So in Europe, a lot of books are printed in different languages so that everyone can read the same book with different languages in the same book. So what they do, they put the first column is one language, and then they translate, and they do that. So I always wanted to do that so that everyone can read it.
Oh,
And,
that makes sense.
So I hired a few people to help me out, but my Spanish translator bailed out on me, and my French translator bailed out on me. So I only had my Italian translator, which is myself, and and my German friend who helped me translate the German version. So that's why I have English, Italian, and German. But the plan was to have Spanish and French.
Okay.
Because I speak fluent Spanish, but it was hard for me to write it at the time. You know, I didn't have like the software I have now where I could do translation. I did the book in 2011. So, and I'm almost out of it. I have like 55 copies left, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
So the book, it's usually $50 a copy. And just for this morning, I put it up at 20.
Oh, that's wonderful, you guys. This is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to take a look at this book. And Rosalinda, good morning. She says, great to join in. Hello, Valerio.
Hello, Linda. How are you?
So, yes, so those of you who are just joining in, we have Valerio Ventura. He is a Primetime Emmy Award-winning animator for the Walt Disney Studios. And this morning we are talking all things Disney. So if you guys have a question, a comment, a suggestion, if you want to know about the projects that he has been involved in, please leave a comment, a question in the chat. Yes, Gina's getting a copy. She wants to know, are they signed or can you sign them?
Oh, yes, definitely. So if you want it to be signed, you have to request it. So when you purchase it, I need to know that you want it signed.
And you could
some
sign
people
it
don't
to the
like it to be signed, yes.
Oh, that's great. You know, this would be an awesome gift, you guys. I'm going to show it to you again right now. This would be a perfect gift for any Disney buff, a Disney fan. If you're into Disney-ania like I am, like so many people in the chat this morning, what a wonderful opportunity to have this book, Alterscapes Volume 1, that is in English, Italian, and German. And you can get this signed by the animator, Valerio Ventura, who won a Primetime Emmy for his work at the Walt Disney Studios. We've been talking about so many movies that he has been involved in that you all love, that your children love. Mulan, the original animated version, the movie from Disney, also Rescuers Down Under. And let me go ahead and show you also too where he won his Primetime Emmy. As you can see right here, this is Disney Mickey Mouse Season 1. This would be a great DVD to get for somebody who is a fan of Disney and a fan of Mickey Mouse. So we're talking to him right now if you guys have any questions or comments. And I want to go to another book too. This is, and I want you guys to be able to see it here, Valerio, tell me about Walt Disney's Epcot Center creating the new world of tomorrow.
Oh my God. So obviously, I mean, Epcot Center was designed a long time ago, you know. And in fact, I work with one of the designers of the Epcot Center in Florida, a man named Walter Peregoy. And he was part of creating the Kodak Pavilion and then the largest mosaic at the time in the world, which is down in Florida at Disney World there. Yeah, that place is amazing. I don't know what else to tell you because it's not a project I worked on, but I know of one of my mentors that actually worked, you know, designing the project, and he actually worked with Walt Disney himself. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's amazing to have met people like him. He passed away since, but Walter Peregoy was an incredible artist. He worked on 101 Dalmatians, which is also a beautiful movie to have a DVD of. I do stream a lot of the movies, but I still buy all Blu-rays and DVDs because I want to have it right there. You know, there is something different for me to just have an actual
copy
DVD. You know, I like that.
I feel the same way. Rosalinda wants to know, Valerio, have you met Robert A. Iger, the CEO of Disney? He was the CEO of Disney, absolutely.
Yes. So, Rosalinda, hi. No, I have not met Bob Iger. I don't think. I'm trying to remember because I know I met the head of television, but I don't think Mr. Iger was there.
At the
I don't
time.
believe.
Well, Bob Iger was also responsible for, we had just talked about Marvel. One of his 2 acquisitions during his time as CEO was that he was responsible for the merger of Marvel with Disney and also with Star Wars with Disney. So he did a lot of great things.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Gina, for putting in the Walt Disney's Epcot Center creating the New World of Tomorrow into the chat. And we have another couple comments. The original 101 Dalmatians is so good. And then another one, we love 101 Dalmatians. You know, you guys, I think why we love these are all movies that we grew up with. And we can see how, what I find interesting is that the animated movies have really pushed to the forefront young women and independence. And you can see that when Valeria was talking about creating Mulan. And then also I saw it in Beauty and the Beast too, when she was not interested in going out with anybody, but instead she wanted to read, she wanted to educate herself, and she wanted to see beyond her small, what the song said, beyond her small provincial town. And do you guys as animators get any guidance in regards to how the characters should be portrayed?
Well, yes. By the time it gets to us, the script is already pretty much formed and, you know, not quite firm, but it is pretty much final. Excuse me. There are still changes that could take place, but definitely, like I was saying before, an environment or a character design can still influence what's going on with the characters, or even sometimes the story, because we discover things that we didn't know about the characters, and so yes, it is still part of that, creating the character as we move on with this visual development part of the film that I was telling you about. For those who didn't hear it, visual development is first, and then we go into production where everything is already set. And then we produce the paintings, the drawings, and then at the same time, we have the sound, we have the music, we have the actors coming in. And yeah, it's a very complex machine. And there is sometimes 1,000 people involved, you know, in making a film.
And I had no idea what you were saying earlier, for those of you who are just joining us right now, that you actually spent a year in development alone for like projects like Mulan before actual even production.
Yeah, that's right. So it was, at the beginning, I think it was maybe a dozen people involved. And then I moved on to another project, and then the art director took over and looked at all the development and came up with his own vision of the film, you know, based on what everyone, the executives and the directors and liked, you know. So once they decide, you know, making an animation movie, it's at that level, it's not as simple because the company is responsible for so much, you know. When Mulan comes out as a film or as an animated film, the eyes of the world are on it. So the executives have a lot to say in what it is that it's going to be done with such a precious character, you know, because it's especially a character. I mean, the film is being made in the US and the character is from China. So, you know, we have to make sure that we get all the cultural aspect correct. You know, so it just takes a lot of people and a lot of commitments to get to the point where something is greenlit and it's like, okay, we're ready for production now, you know.
And there's like a huge cultural responsibility too, I would assume, for a movie that is set in another part of the world other than, you know, here where we're creating it in the Walt Disney Studios. Gina said, one of my son's favorite, a comment, so amazing and great information, Valerio. That's awesome. And yes, and then one of my son's favorite movies is Into the Spider-Verse. What do you think of it, Valerio?
I think it's an amazing, incredible movie.
I haven't seen it. What is it for those of us who don't know what that is? I don't know what that is.
I'm going to get lost myself explaining it. It's, oh my God. All right. But I just can say this. It's a visually incredible film. And it encompasses almost everything that I've always kind of done here and there, you know? And the only thing I haven't done is work on that film. I love that film. And the art directors, the production designers, I'm a big fan of these guys. They're really, really good, you know, women and men that worked on it. I mean, amazing job, amazing job. It's not what you expect. Candace, you should definitely see it. It's a beautiful message. It's a great visual experience. Something you have never seen.
Okay. I'll definitely look at it. I have another comment. OMG, Mulan was such a fantastic movie. And I have a question. Did you use a model for Mulan in character development? Oh, you were talking about that earlier. Can you describe that? What were those small models that you create for everything?
Yes, but the character designers also might have used real people as models.
Oh, okay.
So, if you look at the Spider-Man movie you were just talking about, they did use and film people doing their actions and then draw over and changed it to what the character looks like. There is a bunch of videos on YouTube showing the exact way they've done it, you know, and same thing in animation in the past, because obviously the Spider-Man movie is also animation, but we have done the same thing.
Like in Alice in Wonderland, I remember seeing an actress dancing. They have the black and white versions, and the animators are there.
Yeah, and then the animator might trace that on
like
paper.
rotoscope.
But then, and they used to be called rotoscope, that's right. And then, but the animator is basically the actor. So the animator look at how the person was dancing and makes it more dynamic and more probably snappy if they need to make it snappy, or softer if they need to make it softer, you know, because tracing actually takes away from what you're seeing. It makes everything kind of less interesting. So the animator needs to really understand the anatomy of the character and how it works, you know, because when they film this reference footage, you know, like you were saying, these dancing scenes, they don't film using dramatic lighting, you know, they just film it as a reference for the animator. So the animator can see everything and then understand the anatomy of the character and then change it to what the character is in the movie, which is very difficult work, obviously, very complex, difficult work.
Well, I was about to say, even for animals, like in the Jungle Book, didn't the animators take a look at live animals and watch them move, live big cats, and also a video of animals such as big cats? But like you said, how difficult it is not only to get the anatomy and physiology down, but then also to put the character element on top to bring the characters to life.
Yeah, it's true. We always did a lot of trips to the zoo.
Really?
We spent so much time at the zoo drawing.
For which animals and what movies?
Exercising and drawing for the project. Yes, we do that all the time.
And I was thinking for like Jungle Book, for like Shere Khan the tiger, Bagheera the panther, Kaa the snake. Each one of these animals moves in a different way, and to bring that reality aspect to it on top of it.
That's true.
Yeah, they were wondering actually, was there and I don't know if you know this or not, was there an actual person that was the inspiration for Mulan, the character in the movie?
I don't remember that.
I don't know either.
You're talking about the design, right?
Or like, was there an actual person that inspired Mulan?
Oh, the story itself. I think, I don't know. I thought it was based on a book, but I'm not sure. Actually,
we're not actually sure. And then they were saying the Spider-Man movie that you were referring to is a Spider-Man movie based on the character Miles Morales. Oh, and then we have another comment. You have such a cool haircut. My son had a mohawk before. Oh, that's awesome. Now, you've had various incarnations of that mohawk as well. This is the true mohawk, but I also you've had like, what is it called? A faux hawk? Where hair on the side, but then the top goes up.
Yeah.
So, and I guess in the Walt Disney Studio, they really encourage all sorts of creativity, whether it be the way you look physically, or other. What is your favorite Disney movie of all time?
I think I have it. Gosh, Snow White was beautiful. And scary too, and then Mulan. It's one of my favorite too. Yeah.
If anybody has anything on Snow White, if you can put it in there so everybody can take a look at it. And that really brings up a good. Actually, I have a question for you. So many of the Disney movies that we love really are twixt between light and dark. There's a really strong theme of the heroine or hero and the villain. And so you as the animator, how do you portray, even subconsciously through color and texture and visualizations? Because I remember the Queen in Snow White. When she would come on, the color composition in the movie would completely change.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so hold on a second, because so Snow White and Pinocchio.
Pinocchio was dark. Very, very dark.
Yes, it was very dark. So when Disney made those films, they were not for children. They were for adults.
At the time, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at the time, they were for adults. If you look at old photos of the movie premiere, it's like, it just all these famous people just going watching this movie like if it was the Titanic just came out.
Right.
It'd be like a premiere like that. To respond your question about the mood and the color, how it affects all of that, that is what we do during the process of making the film. We make these little storyboards that are called the color script.
I didn't even know that.
And so we take the board, and then we take the storyboard main sequences, panels, not all of it, just those moments that are the most dramatic or important moment in the film, and we colored them based on the emotional arc of the character in the story. So when she comes on the screen, the witch, we have to make a statement. And so the people that made the film, the artist, amazing artist, the best artist in the history of animation, chose these colors because that was that moment for the witch to make her entrance, right? It's like it's like you wearing that beautiful dress that you're wearing right now. You're making a beautiful entrance. And so we all have a certain reason why we wear certain colors, and why our director would put these beautiful blue flowers next to you, and this beautiful blue hue, and a little bit of yellow over here, and the color of your dress. So as artists are looking at a picture, and we with that picture needs to tell a certain story, right? And so when we see Mulan in the fight sequences and with the soldiers, you know, everything starts to turn maybe a little red, and because red is dramatic and a bit scary, you know, and like you said in Rescuers Down Under, when we see the orange and the sepias of the landscape, you know, and then you feel like you're out there in the world. You know, Australia is a big expanse, outback, right? The outback. So that's so yeah. Color. We use color to tell the emotional story at the same time. You know.
That is fascinating. So many comments right now. There's so many favorite movies. I can't even pick. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite, and my new favorite is Moana. Another one, Snow White. Love the movie. Another one, I have always felt like cartoons have been made for adults. Another one, Pinocchio was epic. Yes, let's talk about Beauty and the Beast, because I know that Beauty and the Beast and I think it's Little Mermaid were the ones that really gave an overhaul to the Walt Disney animation department back in the 80s. Yeah,
so all of a sudden, yes, Beauty and the Beast came out, and then Ariel, you know, The Little Mermaid. That was an amazing movie. Oh my God! And you know, there is a beautiful documentary out there about the music side of those movies, because the music in those films was very, very important. And then these two directors, Ron Clements and John Muskar, they had directed Little Mermaid, and they really were also instrumental in bringing that back. And then because of that, then the animation industry could flourish, and then all these animated movies came out obviously after that. Yes, and you're right, it was kind of an overhaul to
a resurgence. Yeah. And also with the music, I know that there was when Lion King came out and Elton John was added, that also overhauled everything as well.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I'm gonna.
When he's doing that, let me see here. We have so many chats today from so many fans. Pinocchio was epic. Loved Little Mermaid 2 and Aladdin. Yes, music, the art, the actors, the voices all work together. Johnny Kong said back then, film or TV, the series is excellent. So yes, there's so many fans out there with so many of their favorite movies. But like, was it Bernie Taupin and Elton John? And then there was another duo that was responsible for the music. I think they won an Academy Award for that, for Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, Beauty and the Beast, and Alan Menken for The Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. And I want to get this right, but Beauty and the Beast, the music, Yeah, also Alan Menken.
And I think that, it's really on an epic scale, that it seemed like almost Beauty and the Beast. It ended up being a Disney musical on Broadway, but the film itself had an epic score that it almost was as though you were watching a live musical.
Yeah, that's right. It was amazing the way. I mean, they had amazing talent, in that film. Oh my gosh! Even Stanley Tucci was in it. In 2017, they remade a movie, right? They made a live action version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have you seen that one?
I haven't. Has anybody out there seen it? If you have, please leave a comment in the chat. And then they're also asking your question, your opinion. What do you think of the movie that I have just put on the screen right now, Disney's Moana? So I will see what he thinks of Moana.
Me? Oh, yes. I like what Disney is doing, creating all these projects to include, different cultures and tell us stories that we wouldn't know unless, we watch a film that takes you to a different world, and it shows you. It helps you to understand and see this beautiful, spectacular culture and locations that you wouldn't be able to go to unless, sometime you watch a movie. That's what's beautiful about, I think, films, that just takes you somewhere where you haven't been ever, or perhaps it's a fantasy world, which is beautiful too. Moana was beautifully designed, great cast, and I love how they just made it so flowy and some designs are very angular, but Moana was just these beautiful flowy designs. I really, really love it. Yeah.
And they also say, and the message of taking care of the earth is great too in Moana.
That's right. That's very important, and it is an incredible thing to see how so interconnected we are with nature and the earth. And sometime, funny enough, you would think, do we need an animated movie to remind us that? Yeah, but also to teach our kids that watching it,
Exactly.
That's a really important thing. So the message is always bigger than what it seems sometimes, and in that particular film, it's just a gorgeous way of telling that message, I think.
For future generations. And as you guys can see right now, this is Moana, available here on Amazon, the DVD. And as you can see, it's got over 15,000 ratings and it's got 5 stars. So that would definitely tell you how amazing this movie is. If you haven't seen it, we really encourage you to check it out. And Valerio has a page here. It's on Amazon, so you can check out all his great stuff. All of these items, some of these items that I've been showing you today are there. It is Ventura Exit. So it's Ventura Exit, EXIT, Ventura Exit. So I always encourage you to take a look at his page. This is another item on his page that I wanted to show you, and I wanted him to talk about it because I'm interested in this too. This is Treasures of Disney Animation Art, a hardcover book. Can you tell us about this book right here that we're looking at?
Oh, I see. I can even pull it up.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, this is great. So you guys, we actually get to see this book.
This is it's a very old collectible book. So this book goes through from Snow White, Steamboat Willie. It goes through the entire Disney animation history, and it's amazing. here we have like Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio.
Oh, wow, you guys, can you see that?
Yeah, it's just a gorgeous book. Mary Poppins, it goes into the live action films. 101 Dalmatian. Yeah, I recommend it. It's a gorgeous book. It's really heavy, so I'm going to put it down right now. It's heavier than the Emmy.
Oh, and thank you for putting it also in the chat. This is Treasures of Disney Animation Art, and it's got almost 5 stars. So this is another one, and Valeria has it right there. He highly recommends this book. It is in hardcover right now, and you can find this also at his page, which is Ventura Exit, Ventura Exit, EXIT. And for those of you who are just joining us too, I also want to show you his own book that he would be more than happy to, somebody had asked earlier, to autograph it. Do you have a copy right there so you can also hold it up?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so he's going to get that, and while he's getting it, let me show you it to you. This is Altered Scapes Volume 1, and in it, if you are Italian, German, or English, you can see it. There he actually has it. What a beautiful cover. What a beautiful cover of this book. This is his book, and like I said, this is Valerio Ventura. He is a Primetime Emmy Award winner for his work at the Walt Disney Studios. I can see that Emmy in the background, you guys. It's right there. Show us some pages in your book. Oh, there's a question. Can you open it up so we can see a page, please?
Yes.
So, yes, he is going to be opening up the book right now. And as you guys have
Just
asked,
kidding.
if he can... It's must be abstract. I see a lot of white. But as I actually have the book up here too on Amazon, so you guys can take a look at it here. And he will autograph it. He said if you put a specific note when you purchase it, that you would like it autographed, or he would like it autographed too. And he's going to find a great page that he likes. He can take a look at some of his art. And, you know, for you Disney fans out there, or for you who know Disney fans, what a perfect gift. Oh, let's see. How gorgeous. What is that? I can see.
So this is, we have worked in a television series that took all the fairy tales and gave the fairy tales a different cultural background.
Oh, wow.
This is the design work that I've done as an art director with my partner. And this is Red Riding Hood in China.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right here.
So it's taken some of the classic fairy tales, the
Yes.
Grimm's fairy tales, and put them in other parts of the world.
Yeah, all kind of fairy tales, including the Grimm's, Brothers Grimm's. And here we have...
We have a comment that is
Bean.
so cool.
We have the Giant and the Beanstalk in Africa.
Oh, on the Serengeti.
Yes, that's
on the
right.
plains of the Serengeti.
That's right. See how you recognized it?
Well, because you know what made me think is the direction of the earth is so flat, the sky is so big, the sun is so
Yes.
large, and the color. We have another comment. How interesting! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! I love the richness and the pigment-rich colors
This
that you
is-
are choosing.
This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And where are they? I can see
This is, you can see him in
the
silhouette
Himalayas.
here. No, these are all the beakers in his lab.
Oh, wow. And I love the way you use these dark colors to kind of show the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde component of the dark and light, the evil and good, that is so prominent in all Disney themes and all the movies.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's the book right here.
That is wonderful, you guys. If you see it right here, it's in the chat, and it's also on your screen right now. This is Altered Scapes Volume 1. This is, like we had said before, it is written in English, Italian, and German. And if you want it autographed by Valerio Ventura, he's a Primetime Emmy Award winner for the Walt Disney Corporation for his work on all these amazing Disney movies, then you would just go ahead and say that when you purchase it, to say that you would like it autographed, perhaps to a Disney fan. If you have somebody who loves Disney memorabilia, now's your opportunity to actually get some honest to goodness signed memorabilia from a Primetime Emmy Award artist. This is Valerio Ventura. So now, just so people would know, for those of you who are just joining us and perhaps you're interested in pursuing a career like this, we never talked about your background, Val, your educational background. Did you study to be an animator, or is that necessary for your line of work? What would you suggest?
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely help. So I first went to a school that is a science and technical school in Italy called the Enzo Ferrari School. I don't have a Ferrari, but I love that school name. And then because I wanted to do, I love cars. I love working with metal, and wood, and so it was a great school to understand all the technology and all that. And then I decided I wanted to go to art school because, like I told you, by the time I went to that school, I already was drawing a lot. I was drawing every single day for years. So just for myself, I would do my own comics, and then I went to art school for 5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, I went to, and I took art and architecture. So I did art and architecture because I also wanted to learn more about architectural design, And the great thing about learning all different aspects of design is that when you get to animation, you can give a different spin than everybody else, even though maybe everybody else went to an animation school, which is good, but it is definitely not necessary to spend $100,000 to go to a school just because you want to learn animation. It's all here. If you're persevere and draw a lot and just take those classes that teach you how to draw, the learning about the nuts and bolts of the business, you will definitely eventually learn it. Getting into animation, like I said, it's a second step. The most important step is you have to learn the craft. So draw, and then have your own blog, put it out there, connect with people. I have a lot of people that always call me and say, can we be friends on Facebook? Can I show you my work? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I sometimes make comments and try to help people to understand what they need to do to get to the next level, even though mine, it's only my opinion, but I do have a certain amount of experience that I can probably help someone to be a better artist or guide them toward a different path,
But what about your, you were just talking about earlier, all the fancy programs now that we have, computers and the way Snow White was done, single cell animation versus what we do today. Maybe you can even explain that. What would you suggest? Well, explain that one, but then how do you suggest people learning about that? So,
like I said, Photoshop is pretty much one of the only program you're going to need.
Okay.
And it is available much easier now than it was when I started, because you had to buy the program at the time. So you would have to spend hundreds of dollars buying the program. And now you pay a subscription of, I think, $9 a month.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And you just get it online and they give you all the updates all the time.
Oh, so you can
In
figure it out.
Photoshop, you can have a pencil in Photoshop, and you just have to practice and learn on a screen like I have right here on this side of me, how to draw. There's a lot of classes on YouTube you can take. You know, it's a lot easier right now to learn how to get into a certain industry. You know, and especially something like animation than it was before.
Yeah,
know?
so if you for those of you out there that might not be able to afford a formalized education and go to school for 5 years for animation, there's other avenues such as YouTube where you can learn how to use these programs and, you know, brush up on your drawing. And as like Val was saying, to practice, practice, practice. We have a question. What do you think of Disney Shanghai? I've never been. Have you?
I had never been. I would love to.
I know. I would love to have the opportunity as well to go. And now you mentioned also communicating with people that are interested on Facebook. Why don't you tell us how people can see you on your social media, if you've got a website, how they can check out more of your work, in addition to your book?
To check out more of my work, it's valerioventura.com, and or you can find me in LinkedIn or Facebook, but I think LinkedIn is great because it's more about the profession. So you can see a lot of my drawing that I post every week. And you can also see other people's work. There is a lot of talented artists out there, you know, that post their work on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram too. Yeah.
So what will your handles be, just so everybody knows, your handles for Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn?
For Facebook, I don't remember it, but Instagram, it's Ventura Exit.
Okay, so Ventura, Ventura Exit, EXIT. So that's how you guys can follow him if you'd love to follow his career and see what's going on, the new stuff that he's really not allowed to be talking about right now, or his work at the Walt Disney Corporation. This is a great opportunity for you to follow Valerio Ventura and watch what he's doing. And then what about your Facebook? Do you know what it is?
Facebook, it's also Valerio Ventura.
Okay, so it's Valerio Ventura, and then LinkedIn would be
Ventura Exit.
Ventura Exit. And of course, as we were saying, I'm going to show you right now the page. So for Amazon, if you would like to check out all these amazing products, especially as I'm showing you now, Altered Scapes Volume 1. This is Valerio Ventura's book that is available on Amazon, and he can sign it for you if you'd like. And if you are a fan of Disney, or you have a friend or family member who collects Disney memorabilia, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to have a book by an Emmy Award winning artist from Walt Disney. He can sign it for you. Other items that he has recommended that you could see. Hold up that Emmy while I talk about where you got it from, Val. This is Disney Mickey Mouse Season 1, as you can see right here. This is a DVD also available here on his page. And then this book that he recommends, this hardcover book, this is Treasures of Disney Animation Art. Now, this is a collectible book that he has. There, he's petting it. You guys see, he pets his Emmy right there. He pets his Emmy. Do you mind holding up this book too, so everybody who just joined in can see? This is that you guys can see it. He's holding it up, and I'm showing it to you. Oh, let me go back to this one. This is the book that he's holding up right now. I also have it for you that you can see it here on Amazon. This is Altered Scapes Volume 1. This is his own book. And it is a hardcover book. As you can see, it's gorgeous. This is the one that he can autograph for you, for any fan. And I know you have this one too, just so I've got it up, Val, and if you can show it. This is Treasures of Disney Animation Art. This is also a hardcover book. that he has in his page that he highly recommends. This is a, you said this is a vintage book, right? When was this done?
This was, this edition that I have is from 1982.
1982. Wow. So
Yeah.
he highly recommends this. He said this book is so dense and so
Yeah.
full that it's heavy and hard.
It's
It's a
big.
weighty, I would assume that's what you would consider like a weighty.
This is me, and this is the book. That's how big it is.
To get a perspective. Without the hair. Without the hair.
Yeah, and I'm 20 feet tall.
Oh my God. So you guys can see how this is a, you know, what I would consider like a weighty coffee table book. So if you
Yeah, it's
are,
hard.
if you are a true Disney fan, this is another book that he recommends. And then also this book that I want to show you guys. This is The Art of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is also a hardcover book. And he said that, Val said that every time Disney has a movie, they actually, I didn't know this, that they put out a book. And that this
Yes.
book is actually for the artwork, some of the behind the scenes showing the artists in the studio of animation here in Los Angeles, creating the art that is for the Art of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So that's another amazing one. Here is, I'm showing you another project that he worked on that everybody loves. I love this movie. I've seen it. I've seen both of the movies. This is a box 35th year anniversary edition of The Rescuers, the original Rescuers that
Beautiful.
you
Yeah.
remember, and I remember, and then also the one that he worked on, that Valerio Ventura worked on, which is The Rescuers Down Under. So because this is an anniversary, this is a 2-movie collection DVD that is available also here on Amazon. So I encourage you guys, if you have children, if you've never seen the original, why not see them back to back? This is a great opportunity. And then also I encourage you to get this DVD that you can find on his page, Ventura Exit, which is the Disney Mickey Mouse Season 1. So you guys, that's another wonderful, wonderful project that he actually won the Primetime Emmy for. So you guys, we've had such a wonderful, wonderful time with Valerio. Is there anything else that you would, because you can't tell us about the new project that you're working on?
No.
So wait. Can you, because there's so many Disney fans in the queue right now that have been waiting for you to come on because they knew you were coming on today. Is there any, can you say it's animated, it's a feature, where is it set in the
Animated.
world?
Animated.
So you're working on a new animated feature for Disney?
I can't even say if it's Disney or not.
And you can't even say it's, oh my goodness. Well, we have another comment that I thought is so nice. Valerio, we are so happy and thankful that you came to America, making amazing art.
Thank you.
Yes, making amazing art that we can enjoy again and again. That is so wonderful. That is
Thank you so much.
so kind. And I know there's so many fans, because I've been kind of building you up over the past couple of days, knowing that you were going to come here. And thank you so much for all the wonderful chat that we had today from all the fans, and so many questions about your art. And just to know that, oh, another one. This is so wonderful. Gee, it makes me get tears in my eyes. You are such an inspiration. And
thank you so much.
that is so wonderful, because it makes me emotional, you guys. And I'm not that an emotional person. But I think what you do is you really, you were inspired by Disney when you were in Italy and reading Mickey Mouse. And I think what you've done is your career has, making the journey over here, and your career is inspiring a whole new, another generation to love Disney.
I mean, I hope so. You know, it's all about try to pursue what you love with respect and compassion for other people. Inspire people with whatever you have at your disposal. I didn't have much, but I believe that I could do something with it, you know. And then I'm in a country where it welcomed me with open arms, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, it's a beautiful thing as an immigrant coming here and being part of this beautiful land and people and amalgamation of culture. You know, that's what America is all about, and understanding and work with each other, and that's what my job it's all about too. You know, so yeah, I can only be thankful. You know, it's just a beautiful thing.
We have another comment. When you do what you love, it never feels like a job. And then they're asking, they're just curious, where are you based?
Oh, Ventura, California.
Oh, how interesting.
Just like my last name.
I know,
yes.
I was about to say, I just realized that. So he's based in Ventura, but because of your job and what you do, you're able to work, I guess, remote a lot because it's animation.
Yes, absolutely. We are fortunate that we could do that and make so much content because right now people, you know, they're stuck at home and it's been a very, very difficult couple of years. And, you know, yeah, we're fortunate that we can still work, you know, thanks to the technology that we have, you know, obviously, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then Gina says, one more thing. Do you go to the Disney parks? And if so, good question. Which one is your favorite?
Oh, I only visited the Disneyland here in California.
Oh, really? So you haven't gone to the one in Florida or what somebody else was saying, Shanghai Disney?
No. Or Paris. No, I haven't gone. I just went to the one in California many, many times.
Oh, I know.
Probably too many times, but it's never too many times. So.
Yeah, you guys let us know what is your favorite park. And I have one question too. I wanted to ask you. I need to know, what was it like when they called your name out and you won that Emmy? What did you say? What was that moment in your career?
Yeah, it's humbling because I know that hundreds of people are part of the jury system, and then they pick me. And, you know, so it was a shock, and it was...
So you didn't know if you were going to win or not, or did you have an idea, or did you think you were not going to win, or you might win?
So I only knew... when I was at the Emmys, I already knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because in our industry, except for the art director, everybody else, it's informed ahead of time, like the day or a week before, a few days before, because they need to organize, because we're so many people, all the artists.
All the different categories?
Because of so many people in these categories. So they take us out of our seat and we already know that we have won.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And so then they take us to all these interviews behind the stage. It's just amazing. And I was hanging out with all these, you know, Julia Roberts was there and oh my God, so many actors, I can't even think. And then we were just sitting there on the floor, just waiting for our turn and having a drink. And, you know, it was a beautiful moment. But I'm telling you, that shock lasts for a month, you know. It's still pretty amazing. And it's an honor that my peers, you know, voted for me. And the episode I worked on was a beautiful episode. You know, Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy, you know, and it's all about how they are in love, but they fight. And and it's called Adorable Couple, and it's in the season 1 DVD, and it's so beautiful, beautiful episode. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. We have some more comments that Gina's favorite was The Animal Kingdom. If I got picked for an Emmy, I think I would have passed out. And then Johnny Kong, this is so nice. Once again, gee, Valerio and Candace, thank you so much for sharing about Disney. And then Sammy says, my kids love to watch Disney too. So yes, you guys, we've just had such a wonderful time today, and so many people, we're so excited that Valeria Ventura was coming on today, because we always talk about so many things, but there's so many Disney fans out here. And once again, the season 1, episode 1, I wanted to show you guys, this is what he was talking about when he won his Emmy, Disney Mickey Mouse, season 1. You can find it, and we want you to go to Ventura Exit, his page, check out his own book as well, which he will autograph for you if you say that in your purchase. So anyways, you guys, it's been such a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you, Gina, Johnny, Sammy, everyone that participated. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I see in the queue here, it says their favorites are Minnie Mouse. And then this has been amazing, exclamation point. It really has. Thank you so much for all the people that are out there. And there's so many other people that just, didn't comment today, but thank you so much for the exciting chat. And thank you, Valerio, so much for spending the morning with us.
Thank you, Candace. I'm a big fan.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming here today. And and then another comment they said real quick, we can't wait to see what you're doing next. So yes, whenever he can come back on and let us know about the secret project that he's talking about.
We'll let you know.
Would love to have him on again. All right. Thank you so much, Valerio.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, you guys. Thank you. You guys, I'm staying with you right now. And I'm staying with you guys right now, and we will be right back. And hold on one second. I'll be right back with you guys, and I will see you soon.